Hello, and welcome to another episode of Talking with the Experts. I'm Mike Nichols, your host and AEM's content and social media manager. Today I've got Keith Lombard with me. He's AEM's account executive for US Fire, and he's here to talk with us a little bit about the current state of wildfire. So, Keith, thanks for being here today. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here and looking forward to this discussion.
Awesome. So, Keith, why don't we start off just have you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, and while you're at it, maybe share a little bit about that memorabilia I'm seeing on your back wall there.
Yes. So my name is Keith Lombard. I have a diverse background that spans both into the corporate world and the firefighting world. So prior to my current role at AEM, I spent several years in the account manager position, from Verizon all the way up to from Sonam Technologies, Zebra Technologies, managing federal accounts, and now into AEM, just in the electronics industry, and where I gained, some experience and understanding of customer needs and finding out innovative solutions on how I could help customers. And the memorabilia behind me serves as a reminder of my firefighting background. When I was living in Jersey, was a part of the Forest Fire Service, and then also a volunteer firefighter within my town. And it gave me the aptitude of transitioning both from structural and wildland, and learning both aspects of how structure fires are started, they progress, and then into wildfire firefighting with the New Jersey State Forestry.
Great. Well, Keith, thanks for being here. I feel like we've got the right person to talk about this subject, so I really appreciate being here.
Thank you.
And I don't think we could call this really a conversation about the current state of wildfire if we didn't say something about those historic wildfires that they just had in the Texas panhandle. So should we go ahead and start there?
So with the Smokehouse Creek Fire, that was an historic event that happened in Texas, and including the Southwest, the gust of winds that were there were over 65 miles an hour, really scattered that area. And, it was astronomical grass, supported wildfire ignitions and spread. So that's kind of, in those types of areas, in the West Texas, a lot of grass. These wildfires start with grasses, and then they tend to just take off. And that's what happened in Texas and the panhandle out there. And the conditions were just right with the humidity, and the spread per mile was 3 to 5 miles per hour. So on top of the winds and the dry conditions and the grass fuels, it was just a disaster waiting to happen.
You make a really good point there, Keith. But as tragic as it was, right? You're pointing out all these conditions had to just come together just right for it to happen.
Correct.
So it's an outlier, right? How representative of that is that of what you've been seeing over, say, the past season or so?
I would say, the outliers, these are destructive wildfires. Before Texas, you had Maui, with historic, that was historic fire on Maui in Hawaii. And, that was something to where that had dry fuel beds as well. And, I think that this is where it's the challenging condition is, the drought, wind factors. You have a lot of these areas now where, you have huge amounts of rainfall, and, it's continued growth of grasses and fuels. And then you have this drought condition that happens, and, those fuels dry out really quick. And then, that tends to be a challenging condition based on, the humidity rates and wind factor, and the temperatures, especially in the West. And, something like Maui that happened as well. That was just a dry condition, and that spread with high winds as well. And there's been historic events all over, the United States and into Canada and across the country, across the world, has been very detrimental with wildfires, and it's really concerning with the state of drought and everything that's been happening in these past fire seasons.
So is that just like a string of bad luck we've been having? I mean, or is this the kind of thing we can expect moving forward?
I think this is something we can expect moving forward. Here right now in Arizona West, we're having a lot of rainfall, and was just looking at news reports and stuff like that. And right now, currently here, we're having great rainfall, but now, you're going to have those fuels and everything growing again, and then we're going to have a drought factor here in Arizona, and they're already predicting right now, currently in Southwest Tucson, they're going to be on high alert, and that's going to be something that they're going to be monitoring very closely as well. I think, honestly, it's a long-term health of ecosystem. I think studies have done with climate change already, and the increase in wildfire season and the length and frequency in burned areas has included many factors of warm springs, long summers. You have drier soils and vegetation. So I think all of this is an increase and extent of severity where these fires are going to be increased. So I think in the now, currently, and in the future, this is where it's going to definitely be more of an impact and around the world.
Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But in your role at AM, right, you get to talk to quite a few people on the front lines who are responsible for managing this kind of risk. So what are they saying about all this? What's it mean to them?
Yes. So in my conversation, I think with chiefs and frontline responders, there's a clear need for a comprehensive tool that can provide an unified view of wildfire risk support, decision making, and then a single pane multi-hazard tool that integrates with various data sources that they can stream operations and enhance preparedness and response efforts. I think, the chiefs that I've been talking to and, these frontline teams, that's what they're looking for, is that multi-hazard tool that integrates various data supports and then has it in one dashboard. And then you can literally build out the dashboard and the tiles, based on the sensors or data that you're trying to pull in. So I think, with that, the operational efficiency with incident command is huge on that multi-hazard platform to be able to stream and pull in all that information when fire is on the ground or when they're doing prescribed burns, because they can literally prevent and help teams that are out on lines.
Yeah, that's great. That makes sense. One of the developments that I've seen getting a lot of attention in the trade press is the use of AI to detect wildfire ignition.
Yeah.
What feedback have you got from your contacts in the field about that?
Yeah, I think, AI, it's slowly gaining some, not slowly, but it's gaining really some ground into the camera detection. AI has shown a promise in wildfire just because they acknowledge its limitations, but then the algorithm relies on accurate data coming in and effectiveness that can vary based on training and dashboards and who's managing that incoming data and viewing that. So a lot of the AI detection out there currently, you're viewing it on a multi-screen display, and then that information is being disseminated by human interaction. The AI picks up the camera ignition on the smoke detection, and then that incident is being looked at with a human interaction eye, saying, okay, this is a smoke detection that's going off in this area. We're going to watch this for a little bit, see if it progresses, and then we're going to alert the proper authorities within that area, and we'll send out units. So I think just the data inputs, the effectiveness of where it's going, it's slowly getting better. But the multi-source ignition that's where it's going to be crucial. That's where it enables responders against the AI, but it also, with the multi-source, if you have lightning and if you have humidity sensors, wind sensors, rain sensors, all that's being pulled into that multi-hazard data solution source into one single pane. Now you have your algorithms from your AI that are pulling from, a camera image, and then now you're getting lightning data on all that from the sensors that are going off, and then that camera can pan to that as well. So I think, you're having more quality into a multi-source ignition detection platform than just an AI camera that's out there in the, in the field.
That's great food for thought. It really is. Hey, Keith, I want to be respectful of your time. I know you've got limited time to spend with us. So just to wrap up, any final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
Yeah, I think closing thoughts, as we navigate these challenges by wildfires, it's essential to, really prioritize, collaborate, the innovation, preparedness, all the technology, the data-driven insights that are out there, collective experience, all that risk, saving potential lives, safeguarding our communities. It's a growing threat of wildfires, and it's only going to get worse with drought and everything that's been happening in climate change. I think this is something we got to be aware of, and I really appreciate the opportunity to discuss these crucial issues, and I encourage everyone to be informed and predictive in wildfire prevention and their response efforts.
Great. Again, Keith, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to be here. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. One thing is clear, wildfire risks, they are escalating, both across the U.S. in many areas, and across lots of countries in the world. So to keep up with those risks, the way we need to approach wildfires really does need to evolve. So Keith, thank you for sharing some great insights from your interactions with folks who are closest to the challenge and what they're doing. And hopefully this information will be helpful to all of you. So until next time, this is Mike Nichols for AEM and for Talking with the Experts.